Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the EPF YouTube channel for the 2025 European Sub-Junior and Junior Classic Powerlifting Championships. My name is Alexandre Renaudin, aka RDE Coach, and I'm still joined by the one and only Erasem Ivan.
Hello Alex, this is the second session of the day and there's going to be a third one today. It's going to be a long day, but it's going to be a fun day. We have 4 categories in this session, 53s, 59s and then 42s and 47s. So the lightest juniors we're going to see in this competition.
Yeah, we are starting the juniors today. We closed the Sub-Junior Championship. It's the GB team that won the Sub-Juniors. And now we're starting the juniors. I think GB is still bringing the heat in the juniors, but we'll see. Strong Spanish team, strong Italian team, strong Ukrainian team, maybe Polish team. Who's going to make a push for team points? We'll see that as the week goes on. We're going to be starting with the men's. So 153, Mr. Karakatsinis from Greece, well known now on the scene. And we have 6 59s in the first group, so 7 athletes, pretty fast pace, but it's not as impactful in the lighter weight classes.
Yeah, the weights moved here are smaller on average, and also the lifters themselves are more than half the body weight of some of the, or less than half the body weight of some of the sub juniors we've seen in the morning, the super heavyweights. So they take a shorter time to recover, but it's still going to be a fast-paced group. We're going to see how the lifters handle it.
So 165, the first opener for Daniel Gomez, Spain. So the one, a good lip, one red from the front. Next out, same opening attempt, also in the 59s, James Mon, Ireland. That's smooth enough for an opener. 3 white lights. We now have 5 more kilos on the bar for Georgi Galishashvili from Georgia, 170. Can you believe that it's the 53 that has the biggest squat opener?
Well, I've seen him on the international stage a couple times, and I can definitely believe that he's an incredible squatter and bencher.
Three white lights, a good lift. Next up, Kemal Agrin, Netherlands, 170. He's forecasted third in a very tight class. We have 3 athletes forecasted like neck and neck. 490, 492.5 and 495.
It's gonna get tight. And we love a good battle.
Oh, we do.
The podium spots. That's somewhat slow for an opening attempt.
But still 3 white lights.
The bar is loaded. The platform from Italy.
Same weight for Giuseppe Di Notto, Italy, 170. He doesn't have a year of training under his belt and he already squat 170 at 58 body weight. That's pretty impressive.
That is pretty impressive. We're gonna see how the 170 moves here. His personal best standing at 180.
I mean, opening on 3-time body weight, that's pretty good. It's a reasonable opener too. 3 white lights. Michel Di Gregorio, Italy, 175. He's forecasted a bit below his compatriot Di Notto, but who knows? That's a great opener actually. The heaviest opener for the 59s is 3 white lights, and we have one more, but in the 53s, the one and only Karakatsinis Vasileos.
The heaviest opener of the 59s, but arguably the most comfortable.
Yep. And there he is, Vasileos Karakatsanis. That's pretty fast too.
Exactly what I would expect from Karakatsanis' opener.
Can he break a junior record that's been established in 2017? The record of Vasukas Ekidijus, the Lithuanian. It's 200 kilos. It's 15 kilos away. Could be a big ask for a 53, but judging by that opener, could be possible.
I think it's well within reach. 15.5 kilos to cover with 2 jumps, and he's taking a 10 kilo jump to his second attempt. I think he is definitely going for the record.
Daniel Gomez, Spania, 172.5. Offered more resistance, which is to be expected in the second round. 2-1, a good lift.
There is a red light for depth from the right side referee. We're seeing from their perspective a replay. Spotter's hand sort of covers the hip crease, but I think it should be okay.
James Moon jumping 10 from 165 to 175. Super second attempt, great technique. Maybe he can make the same jump. Maybe.
It was fairly smooth. I'm not sure I'd go for another 10, but 7.5 would be very realistic. 10 would probably be a slight risk.
I agree. Georgi Gelashvili, Georgia, 177.5. This is 7.5 kilo jump for a 2.5 kg personal best. Depth for sure. Looks like everyone's moving well in the second round. They're looking better than their opener. Now Kemal Ergin, the Netherlands, 177.52. It's gonna be neck and neck for squat medals. It's gonna come down to body weight probably.
Oh, and it's quite a fight. That is a heavy second attempt from a heavy opener. I'm wondering how much higher he can push. He definitely seems to have the ability to grind through a squat.
He dropped down into the hole pretty hard.
That is also true, perhaps with a bit more tension.
Giuseppe Di Noto, Italy, following the same game plan from 170 to 177.5. It looks just like the previous one. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Yeah, not easy, but very consistent.
I'm pretty surprised as to how close these guys are. Penultimate second attempt, Misael Di Gregorio, 182.5. It's also a 7.5 kg jump, but a bit above the previous ones.
Yeah, and the previous attempt was pretty comfortable. If he makes this, there'll be 10 kilos between all 6 athletes in squats after round 2.
And judging by the second and third attempts of the rest of the pack, that's guaranteed squat gold already in the 59s. And there you have it, from 4th to 1st, and guaranteed gold, 3 white lights. Now on to the final attempt of the second round. Back in the 53s we go with Vasilos Karakatsanis. 195 to let us know if we can expect a European junior record attempt in the third round.
If this goes well, there's practically nowhere else to go but to the record. It would be a 5.5 kilo jump for Karakatsanis. And he has to work for it. There is sort of a sticking point in the middle portion of the lift.
Do you think he loads it?
I think he does, and they just put in the attempt. 200.5 awaits us in round 3.
And look at how stacked the 59s are. That's insane. Of course, Di Gregorio slightly on top of the pack with 182.5, but the rest of them, 3 of them landing on 177.5, 2 of them going for 180, 1 going for 182.5. Stacked. Daniel Gomez, 175, jump with 2.5. I think that was a sensible decision.
There is a red light from the left side. The referee And I was sort of expecting one red light here because he was somewhat uneven in the bottom position, which could lead to one hip being low enough and the other not.
But last time around, it was the other hip that got a red.
Well, maybe consistent with the twist, not consistent with the direction of the twist. But I think the lift will stand. The jury does not seem to be interfering with it.
Yeah, they've moved on, so we're gonna do just about the same. Moving on to Kim Allergen, the Netherlands, 180 for provisional silver on body weight. Once again, I think he dropped down way too hard at the bottom.
Yeah, there was probably some loss of tension there, but the second attempt was also pretty hard, so sensible decision to go 2.5 up. Unfortunately, misses.
Now to James Moine Ireland, also 180, to try and grab silver medal. Great tension on the way down from James. The ball rolls a bit, but he stays in control. He stands up with it. 3 white lights. Wow.
What a fight. And he is into squat silver for the time being.
But that's not even a medal guaranteed, but he is to be overtaken by Dinotto and Gelashvili if they both succeed.
We'll see what happens.
Giuseppe Dinotto, Italy 180 from 3rd to 2nd in the squad event. That's a guaranteed bronze minimum.
And it's another fight, but unfortunately unable to stand up, which means Moen will be on the podium.
Yep.
Now, will it be silver or bronze?
It's Gelashvilis to decide. Because Georgi is going to be attempting 182.5. Because otherwise, since he has the same exact body weight as Moen, he would end up in 3rd position in the squad event. That's not enough for him. He wants silver. Great attempt selection. That was a perfect squad event. However, a possibility for the jury to intervene. 1 red from the right-hand side. What do you make of that replay, Razi? I think he dropped down pretty hard into the hole there.
Yeah, I think he should be okay with it. I don't really see the reason for the red light here.
So we move on to the 2 final squats. 153, 159. Misael Di Gregorio, Italy.
Has the squat gold. This is to add a couple kilos to the total, help him in the podium fight.
Yeah, because he's a bit behind the pack in the bench press event. So he's going to need those kilos to make a case for himself in a podium race. Come on, stand up with it.
And he
He
does.
gets up. Great battle. 2 to 1, a good lift. 1 blue. I didn't see downwards movement. Could that be for soft lock at the top?
Let's take a look here. I think he did extend his knees, but it took him a while.
That should be enough, right?
I think that should be okay.
Yeah, the jury's looked at it. They seem to be satisfied with it. So before we move on to the next group of women's, the first group of junior women's, we have Vasilios Karakatsanis from Greece attempting a European record 200.5 as a 53. That's almost 4 times body weight.
This is his last year as a junior. The record has been standing for a while, and this will be a great mark to leave as he moves on onto open categories. 200.5 for a new European record.
Let's see it. It's gonna be an effort, and it's supposed to be. It's a European record attempt.
Come on. He stands up. Let's wait for the lights.
Yeah, right on. He cut depth and no lift for lack of depth. I could see it from afar. Jerry agrees. That's no lift for lack of depth. The coach is immediately sent away. He's had troubles with 195. He found a way, and it was cutting depth at 200. No lift.
That is unfortunate, but still a great showing.
Of course, and he walks away with squad goal, being the only 53 we have today. The squad podium from the 59s. Third, James Wan from Ireland with 180. It didn't come down to body weight because in second with 182.5 we have Gelashvili from Georgia. And first, squad goal with 187.5, the Italian Di Gregorio.
We'll be moving on immediately to the women's 43s and 47s. We have 6 47s and 2 43s. A fight in both the categories because the 2 43s are fairly closely matched on prognosis. And we'll be starting off with Katya Katsarova of Bulgaria, opening at 62.5. The clock is ticking down. She has 25 seconds left.
Yeah, that's intriguing. Maybe they mistimed the warm-ups. I'm not really sure what to make of this because usually it's pretty predictable and your spotters are spot on with their timing.
She did weigh in at 47.00, so perhaps she's just taking a little bit extra time
Hey, you're right.
to
That could
refill
be
on
the case.
food and liquids.
That could be the case.
The clock ticks down, and there is a no lift for Katsarova. Let's hope she comes out for her second attempt. And we're moving into the 43s now with 97.5 on the bar for Elisa Alberes Galindo of Spain. And a very fast opening attempt there for Galindo.
And usually from the lighter weight classes, junior women's, I wouldn't expect big jumps, but that squat was looking extra easy.
I think 5 kilos seems like an appropriate number here. The second 43, Lyudmila Haysan of Ukraine, 102.5. 12.5 kilo personal best for her. I think she might have done quite a lot of training in between.
I mean, with 5 years of competitive experience, you want to put your best foot forward for your last outing as a junior lifter.
And it's super fast, but was there enough depth? Two of the referees seem to think there wasn't, and it's a 2-to-1 no lift, unfortunately, for Haysan.
It happens. It's her first international in 3 movements. Usually she only does bench. So maybe she's just testing out the waters, get a feel for the standards. The coach comes up to the jury to try and figure out how much more she needs to sink that squat.
I don't think it was far away, but a couple centimeters lower will have to be. 105 on the bar for Francesca Fara of Italy. Podium contender in the 47s. And a pretty comfortable opening attempt for Francesca. Bloned O'Dwyer of Ireland opening at 110, just 2.5 kilos below her personal best.
Pretty smooth.
Very comfortable first attempt. She was nominated 5th, but I think she can fight her way upwards.
Yeah, especially knowing that this was just 2.5 below our personal best.
Paula Santos Mediavilla of Spain, 112.5.
Oh, how about the lights for that squat? 2-1. I felt the red coming. It did look borderline from afar.
Yeah, we'll see from the perspective where she gets the red light from. Yeah, very much on the limit. The jury will take this under serious scrutiny.
Yeah, they're not convinced, but they don't seem to come to an agreement. And in that case, all 3 refs in the jury need to have the same opinion on the lift for the lift to get overturned.
The lift stands, and we have Melissa Van of Sweden going for 115. Very comfortable there.
That was fast. Even on the replay, that was fast.
Yeah, and keep in mind the replays are slowed down a bit. Aneška Mikova of Czechia, 142.5, 8 kilos off her personal best. And
Clear favorite of the day?
very much so. If she gets her openers, I think she's safe. Of course, she's gonna want more.
Wow, okay, she's on too.
There's a red light from the left side referee. We're gonna see from the opposite side where she gets the white light from and analyze. On the line, but I think on the right side of the line. And as we move into round 2, we have a lifter missing from the board in each category.
But for different reasons, because one of them did not even come up to the platform yet.
And out on the platform now for a second attempt, Katya Katsarova of Bulgaria, 62.5.
That's one grind for what was supposed to be an opener.
It's 3 white lights. She is on the board. That was very heavy for an opening attempt.
I don't see her being accompanied by anyone. Maybe that's what happened in the opening round. She might not have known that she was supposed to come up to the platform.
Don't
Because usually
know.
you see an handler that's close, nearby the platform at least.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. We have the second lifter without a squat on the board. Lyudmila Haisan of Ukraine, 102.5, just missed it on depth on her first attempt.
They opted for a retake, which I think is the sensible decision.
Definitely sensible. She didn't miss it by that much, but if she's not used to squatting to that depth, it can throw her off.
I think it looks asymmetrical. That left hip seems to be low enough, and that right is right for the line, but since she made an adjustment, it made for 3 white lights.
It's 3 white lights, but it was definitely heavier than her first attempt. We'll see how much more weight she can put up on the bar and squat for her third. Elisa Albers Galindo of Spain now, 102.5 for the second 43 here.
And this is where a body weight advantage could come in handy. She would retake provisional goal with that squat. She's 200 grams lighter than Hassan.
And
2-1, a good lift.
yeah, another red from the right side. We'll take a look at the replay from there.
What do you think of that one?
On the line, but the jury think will let the lift pass. Francesca Fara of Italy, 112.5. Pretty heavy, and I'm afraid she cut depth there. 3 red lights. That was very visible there, unfortunately. Pretty clearly cut depth. Blonette O'Dwyer of Ireland, 115 for a 2.5 kilo personal best. Trying to put herself into the fight for a possible podium spot. She's a bit of a way behind.
Yeah, that's lovely. Personal best of 2.5 already.
$120 on the bar for Paula Santos Mediavia. Three kilos off her personal best here.
Slightly more difficult than her opener, but to be expected. There's 3 white lights.
Still reasonably smooth, and I think she'll be keeping her, at this weight, pretty sizable lead for second place.
Yeah, I think if I were her, I would only go for 2.5, just trying to continue solidifying that second position.
We'll see how much of a risk she takes in round 3. We have a 7.5 kilo jump to a personal best of 122.5 for Melissa Van of Sweden.
Oh, she might have extended the knees a bit early. Hips kicked back. She had to work for that lockout.
Yeah, the lockout was a bit hard. But I think there is a couple kilos left there.
Yeah, I think it was more so an issue with technique than strength. Maybe a bit of a balance issue too, but still very reasonable.
The bar is loaded.
Final lift of round 2, 150 kilos on the bar for Aneška Mikova of Czechia. Clear favorite both for the squat gold and for the overall win in the 47s. She's not quite on pace for the European and World Junior record, but to be honest, not that far away.
She'll need all 9 attempts though. Okay, that's how we're moving. 3 white lights. That's not how a match personal best is supposed to move. But now, how much do you add on to that if you're trying to shoot for the record?
First, I have to say, super optimized depth there. Just pops right at the exact position where she reaches it. Now, for a squat record, she's too far away. The squat record is 165.5.
Yeah, I mean, Tiffany Chaffon, that's someone to try and beat.
She has 2 more years left in the juniors. Might be able to come close. We'll have to wait and see. And we're starting off round 365 on the bar for Katya Katsarova of Bulgaria.
Second attempt that was supposed to be the first was extra grindy. What can she do with 2.5 more? Wow, the spotters are doing such a great job, not ever touching nor the athlete nor the bar.
Unfortunately, that's 2 red lights on depth. I have to say, I think she's doing herself a disservice being in the 47s.
Oh, I
Struggling
agree.
so much to hit weight.
But maybe she's going down to 47 because our country is already sending someone in the 52s. There's no room, she cannot compete, but still, give yourself time to develop, get stronger in the next weight class.
Moving on to the 43s, 107.5 on the bar for Lyudmila Haisan of Ukraine. Had to retake 102.5 because of depth, was successful on her second try, but it was visibly harder than the first one. Let's see how the 107.5 moves. This will be a 5 kilo personal best.
And also a provisional gold. Yeah, it's not there. It is not there. It was indeed too big of a jump. So she'll stay in second position in the 43 squat event.
And the bigger issue for her will be that she's losing ground to Albers Galindo. She'll be 15 kilos ahead on prognosis now, and at these weights, 15 kilos is a lot.
Yeah, it could be 3 jumps.
And now the bar is loaded.
107.5 on the bar for Elisa Albers Galindo of Spain. If she's successful, she's in a great position to take the title in the 43s. Already has the squat gold. Bit of a squeak of joy at the top. She's super happy. It's a personal best, and again a great position to take the title here now.
Yeah, and I mean, beating your nominations in the 43s by 5 kgs on the squat, it's a lot.
It's by 5% of the 10% of the body weight more.
Yeah.
112.5 going for a second time for Francesca Fara of Italy. Ace 3 white lights this time, and she gets the 112.5. She'll stay in the podium fight, but Van is closing up, or is gonna close up with her third attempt. And Woodward is not gonna be that far behind, 10 kilos.
Reasonable. Could be just a hiccup from your opponent, and then you're back in the hunt.
Absolutely. Blonde O'Dwyer, 120 on the bar.
Unfortunately, a squat podium is not within reach, but still, she could manage a personal best of 5. That's a good sight.
Oh, big fight. And it's 3 white lights. 7.5 improvement on her nominated squat here. Pretty impressive. Now to decide the podium rankings in the 47s for the squat, 125 for Paula Santos Mediavia to jump from bronze to silver. Big fight there. Unfortunately, depth goes from all 3 referees. She'll stay in bronze, which means the rankings are decided.
A unanimous call. It looked close, but on the wrong side of the fence.
That is unfortunate, but it can happen with third squats. You're nervous, it's a weight you've never hit before. And speaking of a weight never hit before, this will be a 5 kilo personal best for Melissa Van of Sweden, 127.5.
Oh, that's sticky. Did the bar dip? Oh, it's lack of depth. That's the issue there.
Yes, seems like the bar did not dip, but lack of depth from center and left side referees. Let's see the replay. Definitely a pretty scrappy squat, but yeah, I think she visibly cut depth there.
Yeah, but in the jury, they're not saying depth. They're saying down up.
Well, they're not convinced that it was a good lift. They're not going to overturn, so... And we have one final squat, 152.5 for Agnieszka Mikova of Czechia.
She's going for a personal best of 2. Same exact walkout. She seemed to be confident under that bar. Work for it, Agnieszka.
Come on.
I think she might have cut depth. What do you see from afar? Yep.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's 3 reds. Just cuts depth a bit too much. It was not hard to make the squat, but unfortunately...
I think it's the mental aspect. When you know you're going to be attempting a PR, you tend to maybe think a bit too much.
Yeah, this is definitely more mental than physical. In the 43s, Galindo takes gold in squats with 107.5, with Haisan in silver at 102.5. In the 47s with 150, Mikova takes gold with Van in silver with 122.5, and Santos in bronze with 120 on bodyweight from O'Dwyer. Super close session. We'll be back in about 9 minutes time for bench. See you then.
And just like that, we are back in action here at the 2025 European, now Junior Classic Powerlifting Championship. This is actually the first flight of juniors, and we just witnessed a pretty close squat battle in all 4 weight classes. Right now, we have the 53 and the 59s. 53 because we only have one of them, obviously the gold medalist with 195, and the gold medalist of the 59 is Di Gregorio from Italy with 187.5. Pretty impressive, but he's not the favorite of the day. The favorite is the bronze medalist Gelashvili from Georgia. We'll see how he looks in the bench press event. Bench starting with 95 for Giuseppe Di Noto.
Gelashvili, this is really his event here. By far the highest opener here at 135 of the 59s. Of course, the 53s. Karakatsanis again with the highest opener of the group, despite being a category lower.
3 white lights, a good lift. But yeah, regarding these huge openers for 53s and 59s, I'm hoping that these athletes have already trained on a stiffer pad, because I feel like it's harder for smaller frame lifters to adapt to that kind of pad.
It would make sense for it to be harder because they have less mass, less cushioning on the back to sort of mold into the pad.
We'll see now. It's Misael Di Gregorio, Italy, 100 kilos even. A strong touch on the chest with 3 white lights.
Comfortable enough for an opening attempt. The European bench press record in the 53s is 141.5, the world is 144, and the European junior record in the 59s is 151.5. So in the 53s, I'm fairly sure we're going to see an attempt at it. In the 59s, less likely, but not completely impossible.
We'll see. But the records in the 53s is Vasilios' record, so it would make sense. Now James Bond setting up on the bench for 107.5. 25 seconds to receive the first command after extending his elbows and presenting the bar. It's the start command. Struggled a bit to extend his elbows, but 3 white lights, a good lift.
Vasilios' record, I believe, was set in Costa Rica, as was the junior world record.
Exactly.
Set by an Australian. And I think Vasilios took an attempt at the world record and missed, so perhaps looking for redemption today.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It's Luke Talley, the Australian, that walked away with 144, and Vasilios could not answer on the day. To the 1, a good lift, the 1 yellow from the sides. Heels are on the floor, so surely it's the glutes that are lifting off the bench, maybe? No.
Glutes implanted.
Maybe it was for touching the rack or missing the commands. Was not clear enough to get overturned. Kemal Organ, the Netherlands, opening with 130.
2 for 3 in squats. Let's see if his opening bench press is any easier, but slight hiccup there with the hand out. It's 3 white lights, it's a good lift, not the easiest opener, something throwing him off slightly. it seems.
Can you see what that is with the replay? I think he just uses a lot of elbow drive to try and push backwards, which is difficult on a smaller frame on that kind of pad.
There was a hiccup with the setup as the spotter was handing out the bar. I think his foot slipped a bit.
Now Georgi Gelashvili, Georgia 135. Easy
Flying
work.
opener.
Yep.
If I remember correctly, have we seen a Georgian take the European record in the 59 sub-juniors in bench?
We have. And I think it was 135 actually.
Well, continuing where his teammate left off.
Exactly. Final attempt of the first round, Vasileos Karakatsanis, the European record holder. Can you explain maybe what we're seeing on the screen under the feet of Vasileos?
He's using bench press blocks.
There's gonna be 3 white lights.
Comfortable first attempt for Vasileos. The bench press blocks, any lifter can choose to use them. Usually shorter lifters opt for them because they find it harder to reach the platform with their feet laying down on the bench. Helps them get their feet in a better position, get a better leg drive. And you have 3 different heights you can choose from.
Apparently Karakatsanis has found the one that suits him well. Now Giuseppe Dinotto opening the second round with 100 kgs, 5 kg jump. Could be a lot on the 59.
Not easy by any means, has to work for it, but it's 3 white lights and clean enough. I think 2.5 would be more appropriate for a third attempt here.
It's going to be a scrappy one regardless now. Like his technique was fine, it was just difficult because of the weight. Now the same jump for the other Italian, Misael Di Gregorio, but from 100 to 105. Personal best in the making, surely managed the attempt. To the one, a good lift, a yellow from the sides again.
As mentioned before, that usually indicates lifting of the glutes or feet.
Jury's discussing with the chief refs whether she saw something that was worthy of a yellow or not. I'm not sure, I'm gonna be honest.
Me neither. I cannot see a reason for yellow there, except if perhaps the side referee misheard the command of the chief referee, thought it was skipped or some sort of situation like that. But the lift stands.
So we move to a bigger jump of 7.5 for James Mon from Ireland. He's moving straight to his personal best. Surely he's feeling good on the day.
Strong looking second attempt.
Yep, 3 white lights. Now a lifter from Spain, Daniel Gomez, 125. Yeah, I think he almost collapsed at the bottom and it costed him the lockout.
And maybe with a technical fix, he could get it on the third attempt.
Now from the Netherlands, Kemal Ergin, 135.
It looks about the same as the first attempt.
The bar is loaded on the platform from Georgia, Georgi Gelashvili.
142.5 for Georgi Gelashvili.
Not quite on pace to hit the European junior record, but it wouldn't be an impossible jump if this moves really well. 152, 9.5 kilos for a third would that be, but he also has to think about the overall title.
Yeah, and the thing is, he also maybe wants to secure bench gold.
Well, the bench gold is his with this lift,
Yep, that's guaranteed now.
and it was super comfortable. As his coach, I would be tempted to go for the 152, but at the same time, there are competitors closing up on him. He has an advantage on prognosis, but not that much of an advantage.
Can't miss. He really can't miss because Moon, Ergin, and maybe one of the few Italians can make a push in the deadlift event. I would collect attempts. And now you can hear the roar of the crowd for Vasilios Karakatsanis from Greece, attempting a world record in the second round of bench press, 144.5. Who cares about a European record now? He wants to retake what's his. He wants to improve the mark of Luke Talley, and to do what's never been done before, he needs 144.5.
Revenge for Costa Rica for Vasilios Karakatsanis.
And dare I say, pura vida, Mr. Talley. That's 3 white lights for Vasilios Karakatsanis and a new world sub-junior record, a junior record. Insane.
Insane. I expected nothing less from him. We'll see how much further he can push it on a third attempt.
Maybe it's just that less travel from Greece to Lithuania than Greece from Costa Rica costed him his final bench at Worlds. But that was extra convincing. He's gonna add more to that record with that third attempt.
Yeah, very clean record attempt there.
Of course, he leads the 53s, being the only one, and provisional bench podium Gomez, Ergin, and Gelashvili in the 59s. Final attempt for Giuseppe Di Noto, Italy, is 102.5, a personal best of 2.5. I'm trying to figure out the yellow light situation with those benches. Let's pay close attention.
Oh, it's a big fight. Can he press it out? He's not quitting.
He held on for so long with no lift for Di Noto.
That is unfortunate, and I guess we'll not figure out the yellow light situation there because there was 3 of them, and the reason was pretty clear. Oh, and also the glutes were barely in contact there.
Next up, Misael Di Gregorio, 110. What about the yellows this time?
Full alert.
Yeah, let's watch that full setup closely. You're not allowed to touch the rack with your feet while setting up. It's close, but he's not touching. Very much okay. Oh, he really collapsed while trying to press up.
I think he tried to get elbows into position, but lost a bit of arch and tension there. Unfortunately, a no lift.
Now to James from Ireland, 117.5. He already matched his personal best of 115 in the second round, and it looked very convincing. I'm pretty confident with that 117.5.
Yeah, 2.5 kilo jump should be very manageable for him, judging from the second attempt.
Three white lights, a good lift. That's a 3 for 3.
Good call there from Team Ireland. And they're definitely in the fight, looking good in the fight for the podium spaces.
And it was a sensible decision because going for 120 would not have guaranteed him a podium because he's heavier on body weight than Gomez, so it would not have made sense. And Daniel Gomez retaking 125. I'm not sure what happened last time around. His personal best is 132.5. Didn't collapse. 3 white lights.
3 white lights this time. I want to take a look at the start of that rep. It took him quite a while to get the down command. Not quite sure why.
3 more bench presses to go for the junior men's. Next up, Kemal Ergen, the Netherlands, 137.5. At 23 years old, he's had 7 years of competitive experience. That's a lot. And he's going for another personal best of 2.5. Three white lights, a good lift. And it looks like the Team Netherlands in the crowd, I was surprised that it didn't go for more.
He could definitely use every kilo he can get, because the podium fight is looking really close. But better to go for 2.5 and get them than to go for 5 or more and miss.
Ladies and gentlemen, the new world record holder, Vasilios Karakatsas, is from Greece. Wants to improve his mark by another 2.5. He's going for 147.0. Come on, push it.
It's
up.
going.
It
It's
never
going.
dipped. It never dipped. It stopped, but it never dipped. How about the lights?
And it's 3 white ones and another improvement of the world record. He gets his revenge on Costa Rica.
From missing at 144 to hitting 147. What a performance from Karakatsanis.
That is a bench and a half.
We have one final attempt. Back in the 59s we go with Georgi Gelashvili, Georgia, 147.5. An attempt at a 5 kg personal best. He already has guaranteed bench gold.
And it's a 2-to-1 good lift with a yellow from the side. Let's take a look at that side replay. Before we call anything, yellows again, lifting of the glutes, lifting of the feet.
It slipped, but I don't think it fully left the ground.
Yeah, his fingers sort of flex, but I don't think that's a reason for disqualification. So I think he should be okay there, you know, and with a 147.5 with 4 years left in the juniors, Gelashvili I think is well on his way on taking that record sooner rather than later.
And the bench podium in the 59, Gomez in bronze, Ergin in silver, and Gelashvili in gold. Obviously, Karakatsanis with a new world record gets gold in the 53s.
And we are on into the women's 43s and 47s, starting off with 50 kilos on the bar for Elisa Albers Galindo of Spain. Looking more and more like the favorite to win in the 43s after trouble for Haisan on squats. Three white lights and a comfortable first lift. Melissa Van of Sweden, 52.5 on the bar. Nice and easy, three white lights.
I don't know how lifters manage to bench with a watch on their wrists. It's annoying while you flex the wrist while benching.
Oh, you're just rocking too big of a watch.
Maybe I'm a flexor.
55 on the bar for Blonette O'Dwyer, Ireland. 2.5 off her personal best. Improved it by quite a bit on squats. Let's see if she can do the same on bench. Sort of scrappy, but three white lights.
You struggle to maintain a proper joint stacking on the left side. Lost position of her left elbow at the bottom.
If it works, it works. 57.5 on the bar now for Lyudmila Haisan of Ukraine. needs this to go very smoothly if she wants to close back up to Albers in the fight for the 42 kilo title. And it's a fairly clean first attempt.
Yep, 3 white lights.
We'll see the attempt selection now from Team Ukraine, how they try to get themselves back into the fight.
By collecting the attempts, that's for sure, but how much can they squeeze from that bench?
60 kilos on the bar for Francesca Fara.
Three white lights, a good lift. Just down and up as it should move for an opener.
Same weight on the bar, 60 kilos for Katia Katsarova of Bulgaria. 5 kilos off her personal best, and perhaps looking at a bench press medal here. If it goes better than her squats, of course.
Oh, that's a difficult opener, just like in the squad. 2-1, a good lift, but 1 yellow from the side.
Really heavy off the chest.
Heels slightly off the ground. Glutes contracting, but not leaving the bench. I'm not sure it's deserving of a yellow.
I think it should pass. Again, a very heavy opening attempt. We'll see where she goes from that. Paula Santos Mediavilla of Spain, 72.5 on the bar. Looking strong to take second place in the 47s.
Three white lights, a good lift. That's well executed.
Aneška Mikova of Czechia now took the squat gold with quite a margin, and looking to take the bench gold with the heaviest opener of the flight, 77.5 on the bar.
She secures one on the board. 3 white lights for Aneska.
A pretty elaborate setup, almost took up the whole minute, but she did get the command.
She seemed very uncomfortable as she walked out. She touched her collarbone, seemed to be signaling. She felt a little stress in that area.
You can see her sort of twitching at the lockout. But we are into round 2, 52.5 on the bar for Elisa Albers Galindo of Spain.
3 white lights, a good lift. That's 2 for 2 so far. Stacking attempts is the name of the game.
$55 on the bar for Melissa Van of Sweden. Almost all of the athletes here opting to take the smallest jumps, which of course is understandable, as 2.5 kilos is percentage-wise a huge increase in weight for these super lightweights.
And 3 white lights, a good lift.
$60 on the bar for Lyudmila Hassan of Ukraine. Also taking a 2.5 kilo jump, so she won't be covering much ground in regards to Albers Galindo. But of course, better to make attempts than try for bigger numbers and miss them.
No lift, double yellows.
Double yellows. Let's see a side replay here. Was it glutes, head, feet?
I think glutes are shaking. I don't know if they're leaving the bench, but it might be for the command if the chief ref and the side ref agree.
Possibly for the command. We'll see. The only competitor comfortable enough to take a 5 kilo jump, Blonette O'Dwyer of Ireland, going from 55 to 60 for a personal best.
Already much more of an effort with 3 white lights, a good lift.
It's still a bit scrappy, one arm locking out before the other, but there might be 2.5 more there. We'll see. $62.5 on the bar for Francesca Fara.
Three white lights, a good lift.
Yeah, comfortable, on pace to reach her personal best of 65. Katia Katsarova, 62.5. This will put her into bench press, 4th overall.
This one's going to be an effort. Can she grind it out though is the question. Yes, she can.
I've seen her on quite a few international comps, and
Yeah,
she definitely knows how to grind out a lift.
She keeps on grinding, that's for sure. Like you said, with her making weight on the dot multiple times and her performance not skyrocketing from competition to competition, you would think she'd be better off in the weight class above.
It's not that much weight to gain and fill out your frame, and I think she would have a better chance of progression there. With with a year of juniors left. Paula Santos Mediavia going for 75.
And a good lift, 3 white lights. On smash as she walks off the platform. There's a bit more maybe on that bench, but she'll need to be symmetrical with that grip. We can see the ring on the left side, we can't on the right side.
Anishka Mikova now 80 kilos on the bar. Just explaining to the spotter how exactly she wants the bar handed to her. Had a slight bit of trouble with the handout on her previous attempt, so just making sure.
Yeah, you don't want your shoulders to get thrown out of position by the handoff. I don't know how she recovers that.
I think it's just the whole body drive to get the bar off the chest and somehow push the arms into position to press it out. She does have a pretty optimized technique with the widest grip possible.
We know that the bench press is maybe the most setup dependent lift, but that's 100% setup dependent.
55 on the bar for Elisa Alvarez Galindo. And if she's successful here, she'll gain even more ground on Haisan in the fight for the 43 title. But unfortunately too heavy.
Yeah, I mean, for the previous lift, it looked like Alvarez Galindo was starting to pull away. There'll still be at least a 15 kilo gap before deadlift, which is a lot, but it's not a safe lead, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 15 kilos at these lower weights is a lot, but it's not completely uncatchable. So
Yeah, in the deadlift, it's 2 jumps away.
yeah, 2 fairly normal jumps if she only makes her opening attempt. 57.5 for Melissa Van of Sweden, looking to put herself in the best position possible for a podium fight. Super comfortable third attempt there. Wondering if they were maybe too conservative with the jumps? Because this third attempt absolutely flew up.
That was a strong, nice looking press. And when you stabilize the bar quickly, you receive a fast press command. It saves you some gas.
Absolutely. 60 kilos going twice for Lyudmila Haisan of Ukraine.
Three white lights, a good lift.
Good lift this time, and she'll be 15 kilos behind after deadlift openers. So if Team Ukraine is not hiding their deadlift opener, she'll have a tough job to try and get the title in the 43s, but it's not impossible. 62.5 on the bar for Blonette O'Dwyer. Secured a nice personal best in squats, secured a personal best in bench with her second attempt, looking to extend it and put herself out there to try and fight out for a bronze medal perhaps.
I think she lost tension at the bottom there.
Yeah, I think that was more of a technical mistake than a lack of strength.
I think so too.
Usually it's the combination of the two. Still not impossible for her to secure a medal, but she's gonna have a little bit of a harder job. Francesca Fara now, 65 on the bar. Unfortunately, too heavy. Too heavy, and that means that Van and Farah will be very, very close in third and fourth. And then O'Dwyer not that far behind in fifth. 65 on the bar now for Katya Katsarova of Bulgaria. She has a chance at a bench press medal here. This would secure her a third place. But the 62.5 was super grindy.
It's either it's a no lift or it's one of the best grinders we've ever seen in our lives. And I'm hoping it's going to be option B.
Me too. And I think I'm gonna have to count how many seconds the bar needs to reach the top position if she does make the lift.
She stays in control, she pushes, but no, that's too heavy after such a difficult 62.5 in the second round.
That is unfortunate.
So she's 3 for 6 so far.
The bar is loaded.
2 benches remaining. The placings are decided, but this next bench will make Paula Santos Mediavia that much more comfortable in second place. Take home the silver medal, 77.5 on the bar. Great effort, but just too much.
In that situation, you can't really say that she lost on anything. She attempted the smallest jump possible and it was just not there on the day.
Absolutely, and that's the case, but with basically all of the athletes here in round 3, all going for 2.5 kilo jumps. Only 2 of them so far making it. Can Anishka Mikova be the third? She already has the bench press gold. She's already in a very comfortable lead in the 47s. This would be a half a kilo personal best for her. I think she does it.
What an effort. 3 white lights, a good lift. So all 3 bench attempts made. She's on one of the 2 47 that managed all 3 attempts.
Yeah, pretty brutal round 3 there, but as things finish, we have in the 43s, we have Haisan taking gold with 60 kilos and Albers Galindo taking silver with 52.5. In the 47s, Mikova at 82.5, another dominant single discipline win with 82.5 takes gold in the 47s. Santos Mediavilla with 75 takes silver, and Farah with 62.5 takes the bench press bronze. We'll be back in about 9 minutes time. See you then.
The break is over. It's time for deadlifts here in Druskininkai, Lithuania for the 2025 Junior Classic Powerlifting Championship presented by Maniac Fitness. The 53 and the 59s. Of course, only alone, but still very strong in the 53s. Karakatsanis from Greece squatted 195 and benched a new world record of 147.5. That gives him a subtotal of 342. That's pretty solid for a 53. And in the lead in the 59s, it's Gelashvili from Georgia. He leads on subtotal and he leads on forecasted total. He's the clear favorite of the class, but we'll see how this total develops. For now, it is Vasilos Karakatsanis on the platform for 177.5, which would be a European total junior record.
Yeah, you thought he was done with records, but even with his deadlift opener, he'll be securing a total record. And that is 3 white lies. There you have it. Secures a European junior total record.
Yeah, he breaks his own record by 3 kilos. The kilos he grabbed in the bench, actually.
At the exact 3 kilos, yeah.
In the 59s, we go with Daniel Gomez, España, 190.
Three white lights and a good lift for Gomez.
Bar is already loaded for the favorite Georgi Gelashvili, Georgia, 190.
Three white lights, a good lift, and he jumps straight into the lead of the 59s, where he will stay for the first round.
We're moving quick. Bars loaded for Kemal Ergin from the Netherlands, 192.5. He's looking to secure second position. He's neck and neck with Moen from Ireland. Three white lights. That was a smooth sumo pull, no wobble at the top, nicely controlled. 205 from Misael Di Gregorio, Italy.
Another smooth first attempt.
Yeah, that's three white lights, a good lift. Two more openers to go, one for Ireland, one for Italy. Next out is James Moen, 210. This one's to match Ergin from the Netherlands, but he's slightly heavier on body weight.
super fast first attempt.
That's one convincing opener. 3 white lights.
Yeah, things are gonna get hot.
Yep, let's see if Giuseppe Di Noto is really the clear favorite for deadlift gold, because that pool was lightning fast.
The bar is loaded. On the platform from Italy, Giuseppe Di Noto.
Here we go, bars loaded 217.5 for Giuseppe Di Noto. Yeah, strong arguments too, I must admit. 3 white lights, a good lift.
It's all gonna come down to attempt selection. Who makes it, who misses? And things are looking super close also at the very top of the overall standings for the 59s.
I'm trying to see how much Katsanis is going to be able to push his own European total record. By the looks of it, he wants to improve by 5 kilos, 182.5 for Mr. Vasilios Karakatsanis.
The bar is loaded. On the platform from Greece, Vasilios Karakatsanis. Record in total. Come on, Vasilios. Come on.
That's not the most convincing lockout we've ever seen from him.
Yeah,
That's a no lift.
2 red lights, unfortunately. He can have another go at it, and he already broke the record.
The bar is loaded. On the platform from Spain, Daniel Gomez.
Now to Daniel Gomez, España, 200 kilos. Jump at 10 for provisional 4th in both deadlift and total. He flexes his arm midway up, which is intriguing.
Probably trying to make the lockout somewhat easier.
Look at that right here. Just slight bend of the elbows.
Yeah,
Too much bicep activation for comfort.
yeah, risks a bicep tear or a blue light for potentially.
Supporting on the thighs too, yeah. Now Georgi Gerashvili, Georgia. Same way, 200 kilos. 2 to 1, then he no lift from the front. Jury still reviewing the lift. Knees on the verge of unlocking, and soft shoulders too. So that's a no lift. Jury's overruled Gelashvili's deadlift. Now 207.5 for Kemela Argin, the Netherlands. What a jump that is! Wow, he makes easy work of a 15 kilo jump, 3 white lights. Bars loaded from Misael Di Gregorio from 205 to 215. That's from 4th to 2nd in the deadlift event. 5th to a podium in the class.
tough lockout. Ooh. 2 reds and a blue.
Yeah, lack of lockout, 1 blue. I mean, there was multiple things that could have been signaled here.
I'm not sure. I don't see things so egregiously wrong here. We've seen worse pass.
Yeah, but the bar never fully stopped. It started to dip in his right hand. The shoulders went forward.
That is true.
Now another huge jump, 17.5 for James Moore and Ireland. He's shooting up the rankings with that one, from 2nd to 1st in the deadlift and 3rd to 1st in the class, with Gelashvili missing and still going up. Wow. I mean, if James hits, I would immediately drop down Gelashvili attempts.
Me too.
Let's see that frog stance in action for James. 17.5 kg jump, not yet a personal best, so that should be doable.
That is super easy. 3 white lights.
White lights in the Irish crowd loves it.
To be honest, I don't know how much Gelashvili can afford to drop his 3rd attempt if he wants to walk home the champion.
I mean, if he drops down his attempts by just to 210, that gives him 530, and Moon is on 525. I don't think he has another 10 in him. 7.5 maximum. But the thing is, Gelashvili is gonna have to pull before.
That is true. Gelashvili will have to gauge what Team Ireland will dare put on.
And now another big pull, 230 kilos for Giuseppe Pedinotto. A jump of 12.5. Difficult lockout though. Extending the knees too early. Started to fall forward.
Gets stuck at the knees. Maybe he can get it on his 3rd if he keeps the positioning, and it would still be a great chance of a deadlift medal.
So a quick recap of the performances of our athletes in the deadlift event. Leading the 53s being alone Karakatsatis with 177.5, and leading the 59 James Moon from Ireland with 227.5. That's provisional deadlift gold, subject to change if one of the members of Team Italy scores another attempt. Standings in the class: 520 for Gelashvili, 522.5 for Ergin, and 525 for Moon. We move straight into another European total record attempt. Vasilos Karakatsanis going all out. He missed 182.5 for lack of lockout. He decided to go up by another 2.5. That's 185. Let's see it in action. How about this lockout? To the 1, a good lift. One of the jury members is shaking her head. I don't think she agrees with the call. They're gonna have to review it closely because it is a European total record. One jury member is saying no, the other one is saying no. We're missing 1 out of the 3. Oh, I don't think they're gonna come to an agreement.
And no, I think there was a pretty obvious disagreement between 2 of the jurors.
And that's what tends to happen when it's a close call like this. So new European total record of 527 for Karakatsanis from Greece. We move straight into a pivotal attempt for the title of the 59. Georgi Gelashvili from Georgia has dropped down his attempt to 202.5. That would give him 532.5. Force the ends of Moan. Clean up the lockout. That looked miles better. 3 white lights. 532.5. He retakes the lead. And since they are the exact same body weight with Moan, Moan will have to increase even more his attempt, because otherwise he would land on the same total, and it's the one who hits first that gets the title.
Yeah, that is a rule that rarely comes up in powerlifting.
Almost never.
Almost never, but here we have it, and Team Ireland is gonna have to up their next attempt by a further 2.5 kilos.
Maybe they're gonna wait to see if they want to cover for second or shoot for first. Because second is not safe yet.
Well, they are gonna be pulling last, so they're gonna know all the other results.
In the meantime, we focus on Daniel Gomez from Spain. 210 kilos from 6th to 3rd in the deadlift event, but that bar surely dipped. No lift. Another 10 kg was too big of an ask.
Yeah, great attempt from the Spaniard, but unfortunately, to be honest, great recovery there to try and finish the lift, at least for his own satisfaction.
Yeah, he showed grit, that's for sure. Now to someone that missed in the second round for lack of lockout and slight downwards movement. Michele Gregorio, Italy, 217.5, is shooting for second position in the deadlift and fourth position in the class.
Let's see.
Well, I think I saw some supporting on the thighs this time.
2-1, a blue light, as you called it. And the jury will surely take a look at this, as will we on the replay.
For me, it's the knees bending back under the bar here that shows supporting on the thighs.
The knees did bend, but I wouldn't agree that they were supporting anything.
I mean, the knees bending under the bar make for some support of the thighs. That's biomechanics. But it passes, so that's provisional second position in the deadlift event for Di Gregorio. Now Kemal Ergin, his fourth in the deadlift event, but he's shooting for first position in the class with 217.5. He's lighter on body weight than Gelashvili. A surprise, a pull from outside now. But that's 10 kgs above what he's ever pulled before. Come on!
Let's see it.
No, that was so close. That could have been the victory in the class. But he played to win, and you have to tip your hat to that. Ergin stays in third position.
If you have a shot at the victory,
Wow,
you
yeah.
have to take it.
100%.
If it's at all reasonable, you take it, and Team Netherlands took it, and it was
Yeah.
centimeters away.
I love that from him. I absolutely love that from him. They went for it. They were ever so close to a possible title. They knew they had a guaranteed podium. Why not shoot for it? Down to Giuseppe Di Noto, Italy. He's retaking 230 to go from third to first in the deadlift event. That's a guaranteed silver and possible gold. Just ran out of steam at the end of the day. Couldn't maintain proper positioning. No lift. That's 1 for 3 in the deadlift. And unfortunately, he doesn't cross the 500s in total.
The only one in the 59s to fail to do so, but he was close. And the entire category is super close.
And as it stands, Karakatsanis would be on the podium in the 59s. What a
Currently
performance.
in second place in the 59s, all depending on whether James Moan can make his next attempt.
James Moon, final attempt for the 59s, jumping 10. He readjusted his second attempt to 237.5. Double gold on the line, deadlift, and total gold. Wow. He's deadlifted 229 before. Was his previous pull 10 kgs more worthy? Probably they're going for it. He knows he's secured in second position. Of course you shoot for the title. Who wants a PR total in that case? You want to be European champion.
Can he do it? Can he bring it home to Ireland?
Georgia or Ireland. The deciding pull for the 59s in the hands of James Moon. Stand up.
And it does not.
And of course the
move.
Georgians are happy. They're not happy that he missed. They're happy that Gelashvili has won the 59s with 5:32.5.
And it was the third bench call that basically brought Gelashvili the victory here. If they took a shot at the record and missed, he would have been second or even third potentially.
And look at the deadlift medals in the 59s, separated by body weight with 217.5 bronze. It's Dinotto, silver Di Gregorio, so two Italians on the podium, and gold James Mon from Ireland. Final placings in the class, of course, the European champion with a new total record of 527.5 in the 53s, Vasilos Karakatsanis. Podium in the 59s with 522.5, Ergin in third, James Mon in second with 525, and with 532.5, Gelashvili is your European champion.
And Marcus Loaded for Lil Morales from Ukraine, 5 kilos.
And we are into the women's categories. 105 on the bar for Lyudmila Haisan of Ukraine. They have upped the opener by 2.5 kilos, so she will be closer to Albers. Nice and clean first attempt for Team Ukraine. .105 on the bar for Katia Katsarova of Bulgaria. Three white lights.
Maybe the easiest opener she's had so far.
Yeah, but that does not tell much. The previous two were very hard.
And the blood is loaded.
Elisa Albers Galindo now, 120 for Spain.
Lovely first attempt.
Pretty comfortable. And Haisan is going to be taking a huge jump to her second attempt, trying to close up to the Spaniard, but with how her... So Albers' first attempt moved, I think she has... It's the title is basically hers to lose.
Quick brush at the bar before we move straight into the next athlete's opener.
Another opener raised by 2.5 kilos. 127.5 for Bloned O'Dwyer of Ireland. As things stand, she will be landing in 5th after round 1 of deadlifts, but not that far off the podium. Things are super close.
Good lift, 3 white lights.
3 white lights, a good lift. Paula Santos Mediavia of Spain, 135 for her opening attempt. Another super comfortable opener. 3 white lights. And she's looking good for second place overall. Francesca Fara, 140 now. Well, by any means not the fastest opener we've seen, but not even close to the slowest. And with a conventional stance, it's easier to grind through a heavy lift.
That's for sure. It's easier to balance, easier to grind out, but not easier to train.
Same weight, 140 on the bar for Melissa Van of Sweden.
Very comfortable opener.
3 white lights. Jumps to 320 in total. Farah is close. O'Dwyer 12.5 behind. Mediavia 10 ahead. 157.5 on the bar now for Agnieszka Mikova of Czechia. This will pretty much guarantee her the title in the 47s.
Super smooth, 3 white lights. An all green scoreboard is a good sight after a round of deadlifts.
Absolutely, and Mikova pretty much safe in gold medal position in the 47s. Not completely safe for deadlift gold yet. And as things stand, Albers is leading with 120 in the 43s and Mikova is leading with 157.5 in the 47s. Quite an advantage in both cases, but any sort of miss from the top would very quickly bring the chasing competitors in the fight. Katsarova going for 110 for her second attempt.
Questionable shoulders from the front. That's understandable from the point of view of the chief ref. How does that look from the sides? That's a grind, but that's not supporting on the thighs. So I think he's gonna pass.
I think she should be okay. Now a huge jump, 12.5 at these weights, 117.5 for Lyudmila Haisan of Ukraine. Will be matching Albers at 280 total. Three white lights and honestly looking good for more.
Yeah, she's looking fired up.
Albers will not be as comfortable as we thought, but the 120 on her first attempt was also pretty easy. We're gonna see how the 130 moves for Elisa Albers Galindo.
She's dumping 10 straight to our personal best of 130. Strong slack pull, easy lockout.
Super easy, 3 white lights. And with this, she's giving Haisan a almost impossible task of trying to catch her. And even if she does, Albers is looking good for quite a few more kilos there. 137.5 on the bar for Blonette O'Dwyer of Ireland. Jump from 5th to 4th, both in deadlift and in total. An inch ever closer to those podium positions. Should anything go wrong for Van, Farah, possibly Santos? Bit of work for the lockout.
Yeah, she's had to work for it, but 3 white lights. I think there's another attempt in the making for her.
Yeah.
Maybe 2.5 or 5.
Yeah, I would probably go for 5. Maybe if there's a lot of misses up ahead and she gets a chance to pull for something, you load it and try, but if she's just playing her own game, 5 would be probably a very reasonable jump here.
I think it depends on if Van scores or misses her second attempt.
Which Van did look very comfortable at 140. 142.5 for Paula Santos Mediavia.
Strong second pull.
Yeah, the tiniest wobble at the top, but a red light from the right side referee.
From our perspective, it looked like a white and it received a white. So we're going to see the other angle from which she receives a red. Shoulders are fine. She's shaky at lockout, but hips are extended. Locked out knees. Everything seems fine.
Yeah, I think there's no reason why jury should overturn that. 147.5 for Francesca Fara. She'll be jumping into total 3rd and deadlift 2nd for the time being with this. And it's 3 white lights for Farah. $150 for Melissa Van of Sweden. Is to jump back into total bronze.
A very important pull already, but her 140 was very convincing, very fast.
Yeah, she'll get 330 with this, and it'll be pretty hard for any of the competitors to catch her.
Yeah, as expected. The Swedish coaching staff is always on with the time selection. 3 white lights, a good lift. So I think that pretty much seals the deal for our podium placers.
Well, Santos might not be quite safe from Van here. Sweden has put in
No,
what
I mean,
believe
the top
to be a
3 is safe. We don't
placeholder.
know the other yet, though.
Yeah. You could say so with reasonable attempts. I think the top 3 are pretty safe, and the top 1 at 165, Aneshka Mikova, very much safe.
So 165 for a personal best of 5. Oh, that was too big of a jump. No
That is
lift.
unfortunate. I mean,
But regardless, she's safe in first position.
yeah, nobody's going to be catching her. She's safe. Maybe she loses the deadlift gold, and even that, I'm not sure will happen.
Yeah,
Van's the only one who has a realistic chance of doing that.
and still, she'll need to be like on point.
And Mikova also has another shot at 165. Maybe she can fix up something in the technique. 117.5 now for Katia Katsarova. Bigger jump now, 7.5 kilos. And it's again a huge grind. Unfortunately, this time not able to lock out. You think it was over after round 2 of deadlifts, but the fight in the 43s is going down to the wire. It's going to be 133.5 on the bar for Lyudmila Haisan of Ukraine. Another big jump, even bigger than the previous one. And with this, she will jump Albers by 5 kilos if she can get
Yeah,
it.
the thing is, she's not even trying to slightly beat Albers getting the total. She's shooting for more.
She's shooting for 5 kilos over, doing more than she needs to surpass her.
I mean, she's already secured in second. Why not attempt it?
Absolutely.
But maybe I would have put just 2.5 above Galindo.
This is going to be a big pull. And it's going. Can she lock it out? It just gets stuck at the knees. Yeah, unfortunately, too heavy. Ooh.
Great catch by the
collapses.
spotters.
Collapses from the pressure, but amazing catch from the spotters. Doing a great job now for almost a week at this point.
Yeah, props to them. They're quick, they're safe, they're predictable. Hats off to the spotters.
And now your 43 kilo European junior champion, Elisa Albers Galindo of Spain, looking to put a cherry on top. 140 on the bar for a 300 kilo total. And it's a big effort, but it doesn't budge. She still brings home the trophy. And now to decide the final rankings in the 47s. It's going to be Blonetto Dwyer first of Ireland, jumping another 10 kilos. Try and snag a 4th place for Irish team placings. Could be a huge personal best for her. Come on. And she's not quitting. She's not quitting, but it's just not there
Yeah.
today. The lockout was.
We were expecting 5 after the second. Double that was going to be a big ask.
Yeah. But a very valiant effort nonetheless.
Of course.
Hey, she went for double it and give it to the next person. The next person being Paula Santos Mediavia of Spain. 147.5 for her on the bar, trying to protect the silver medal overall.
Yeah, she's looking to extend the vice champion position.
It breaks the floor. It's a big effort, but unfortunately no. Not enough for Santos Mediavia. And that leaves her open to a possible charge from Melissa Van, who will be coming up shortly.
The bar is loaded.
150 on the bar for Francesca Fara of Italy. This will not change her placings, but it's always nice to go 3 for 3.
Oh yeah.
Strong final pull. Has the deadlift bronze secured.
And what is happening? Still no successful pulls in the third round for the 43s and 47s.
Well, that's how you know that the competition is good, because the athletes have to push to the limit and in some cases past the limit.
I mean, also in some cases, lifters strategize around their second deadlift to get the upper hand, force for a third deadlift from their opposition, and it works for them.
Absolutely. And it's definitely worked for Melissa Van of Sweden. She's dropped to 157.5 now and will be trying to overtake Santos for the overall silver medal and overtake Mikova for deadlift gold. Very consequential pull for Melissa Van. This is for the title of the vice champion and deadlift gold.
Wow.
Lock it out, come on.
Is that locked out enough on the right side? 2-1. I saw that one coming. It's borderline. Jury's shaking their head. They're unsure. They want to look at it. One jury member seems to say no. It doesn't like the right hand, but another jury member gave a thumbs up.
Yeah,
So
I think deadlift was passable, and that means she's in deadlift gold and overall silver for the time being. But an unexpected attempt change from the Czech team, upping the 165, the missed 165, to 170.5 for a European junior deadlift record.
I'm gonna be honest, I think it's a Hail Mary after failing 165, but we never know when it's a European record attempt, a third deadlift. With the crowd behind you, lifters tend to find another gear, some extra motivation, and magic can happen.
Absolutely. And she's put herself in a position where she can do this. She can take the risk. 170.5 on the bar for a European junior deadlift record for Agnieszka Mikova of Czechia, your 47-kilo European champion, trying to take home a record alongside the title. 170.5. Let's see it, come on!
It's the grip that gives upon the bar, surprisingly.
Does not break the floor, but she still walks home the European champion. What an effort! And what a dominant performance, taking home the title by 52.5 kilos. Here are your final results in deadlifts. In the 43s, Galindo takes gold with 130 and Haisan silver with 117.5. In the 47s, Melissa Van with her final pull takes gold with 157.5 on bodyweight from Mikova in second, and the bronze deadlift medal with 147.5 goes to Francesca Fara of Italy. Your 43-kilo junior European champion is Elisa Albers Galindo of Spain with 290. Your vice champion in the 43s, Lyudmila Haisan of Ukraine with 280. In the 47s, the title goes to Agnieszka Mikova of Czechia with 390 kilos. Your vice champion Melissa Van of Sweden with 337.5 on bodyweight from Paula Santos Mediavilla in third for Spain. Thank you for being with us here. Stay on the live stream for the medal ceremony and join us back at 5:30 for the men's junior 66s.
See you then.
First gold medal also goes Greece, Valiseos Karakatsanis. And the only gold medal goes to Greece, Valiseos Karakatsanis. And gold medal for Soto also goes to Greece, Valiseos Karakatsanis. And new European total record. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the anthem for Greece. A round of applause for Valiseos Karakatsanis. We're moving on to the individual medals for the 1989 weight classes. Bronze medal for the squad goes to Ireland, James Mon. Silver medal goes to Georgia, Georgi Gerashvili. And the gold medal goes to Italy, Misael Di Gregorio. The squad winner today, Misael Di Gregorio. Thank you guys. Bronze medal for bench press goes to Spain, Daniel Gomez. Come on, Daniel. Silver medal goes to Netherlands, Kemal Ergin. And the gold medal goes to Georgia, Georgi Gerashvili. Thank you guys. And deadlift. The bronze medal goes to Italy, Giuseppe Di Noto. 217.5 kilos. Silver medals go also to Italy, Misael Di Gregorio. 217.5 kilos by light body weight. And deadlift gold medal goes to Ireland, James Moran. Thank you guys. And total 2025 European bronze medalist in 59 kilos class is Kemal Ergin, Netherlands. 22.5 kilos. And 2025 European silver medalist is James Mon, Ireland. 125 kilos. And 2025 European champion, a new European champion from Georgia, Georgi Gerashvili. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up big round of applause for the champion. Thank you guys. And please follow for the technical controller. So follow for the technical controller. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a big round of applause. We are starting the medal ceremony. Medals are representing Saria and your estate. And we are moving on to the medals for the squad. 43 kilos class. The squad silver medal goes to Ukraine, Ludmila Hassan. kilos. The gold medal goes to Spain. Elisa Albers Galindo, 7.5 kilos. Thank you, ladies. Medals for the bench press. The silver medal goes to Spain. Elisa Albers Galindo, 52.5 kilos. And the gold medal goes to Ukraine. Ludmila Gaisan, 60 kilos. Thank you, ladies. Medals for the deadlift. The silver medal goes to Ukraine. Ludmila Gaisan, 170.5 kilos. And the gold medal goes to Spain. Elisa Albers Galindo, 130 kilos. Thank you, ladies. And the medals for the total 2025 silver European silver medalist is Ludmila Gaisan, Ukraine, 280 kilos. And 2025 European champion, Elisa Albers Galindo, Spain, 290 kilos. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the anthem of Spain. Give me a big round of applause for Elisa and Yula. 47 kilos class. The back squat bronze medal goes to Spain. Paula Santos Mediavilla, 120 kilos. The silver medals goes to Sweden, Melissa Van, 122.5 kilos. And squat gold medal goes to Czechia, Agnieszka Mikova, 150 kilos. Thank you, ladies. Bench press bronze medal goes to Italy, Francesca Fara, 62.5 kilos. Bench press silver medal goes to Spain, Paula Santos Mediavilla, 75 kilos. And bench press gold medal goes to Czechia, Agnieszka Mikova, 82.5 kilos. Thank you, ladies. Medals for the deadlift. The bronze medal for the deadlift goes to Italy, Francesca Fara, 147.5 kilos. Deadlift silver medal goes to Czechia, Agnieszka Mikova, 157.5 kilos. And deadlift gold medals go to Sweden, Melissa Mann, also 157.5 kilos by heavyweight. And thank you, ladies. And the medals for the total 2025 European bronze medalist is Paula Santos Mediavilla from Spain. European silver medalist Melissa Van from Sweden. Ladies and gentlemen, and 2025 European champion, two-time European champion, and still Agnieszka Mikova. Two-time European champion Agnieszka Mikova. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the anthem for Czechia. Thank you, guys.